Hi guys, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters. So today I am completing a 12 by 12 layout that was inspired by a lovely lady called Amy Stoller, and I am using her inspiration, her layout as inspiration, and she shared that in a page on Facebook which is called Bash Your Scrapbook Stash. So don't know if you watch our YouTube channel, Amy, but if you do, thank you for sharing that. It has been great, and I have used that to inspire this layout. So you might have seen me just then, you will have because you're watching this video, tracing around a little circle. What I was doing then was making the little bordery pieces. I didn't have a piece that looked exactly like that, and I really wanted one, so I just traced around. It's actually a diamond press die, but it wouldn't matter, anything that was circular. I'm now over here trying to colour a chipboard piece. The spray bottle I'm using just would not spray, so I'm now just wiping the colour off the stick part onto the chipboard. I haven't prepped it at all, I haven't done anything. I just wanted a really subtle colour, and the beauty of this bright red one that I'm using, it's got kind of a gold shimmer to it, which is just gorgeous, which you'll see better when I show you some close-ups. So as you can see, I have cut some strips of pink. So a lot of this is just using up some of my stash and some of my collection, hence why it's also been inspired from that Facebook group. So this is an old Kidaholics kit from ages ago. I don't even know how long ago, but from ages ago, bits and pieces. I think from no, I don't even want to have as a guess. I'm not sure. And so I'm just using up as much of this as I can. I've used quite a fair bit. I've got very few pieces left. It was perfect for my son's birthday layouts, if you've been watching my other videos. So you'll notice that I have used this a fair bit for pictures about his birthday. And so I've cut up all the little bits and pieces I had to make squares, because I'm going to put like a little tile effect on there. I backed the photo in a fair amount of it. And that big black and white piece in the center, which is also from an old Kidaholics kit. It's from July 2016. I had it in my scraps because I'd used all of the ephemera and all of the bits and pieces from that kit, but I still had some pattern paper left. So I thought it was a really great big piece of pattern paper, and because it has a flower on it, and in the photo I'm doing, it is a Valentine's Day photo where my son and my husband are giving me a beautiful flower for Valentine's Day. I thought that all sort of tied together, and I liked the fact that that paper was black and white because the rest of the colour, the pattern pieces are so bright and colourful. It sort of helped tone it down a little bit. I toyed with the idea of putting nothing in between, like you can see there, but I decided it was a little bit lacking, so I wanted something not too bright, not too crazy, because as you can see, the back of this piece is a nice sort of coral colour, but I thought that that would just clash with the pink and just be too much colour going on. So I've stuck all those bits and pieces down. I'm popping up the photo using my double-sided foam tape, because I still haven't bought more supplies. Whoops. Those of you that watch my other videos know that I've said I have run out of foam squares, foam thickers, foam pop dots, more dimensionals, and I need to buy more. Still haven't done that yet. So still trying to use as little of this red tape as possible so I can get as many layouts out of it as possible before it runs out. So just popping down that photo. It's just the one photo. I've double backed it on some black and white pattern paper and then on some soft pink pattern paper. And there are all my squares that I cut out of the little scraps that I had left. And Amy also tied one of her squares with some paper, and it looked tied one of her squares with some ribbon or some twine, and it looked so cute. So I've totally stolen that idea because it was just a really gorgeous accent, and I just loved it. It looked gorgeous. So I have also done that off camera to one of my little squares. I am sticking down the vellum just using PVA glue, covering the whole entire piece of vellum with PVA glue so that there's no glue patches, because if you just put double-sided tape or a little bit of PVA glue where you don't have the double-sided tape or don't have the glue, it will show through. You do have to be careful though that it doesn't warp or wrinkle. You want it to try and spread that glue so it's quite thin. A really good way of doing it is to put your glue on a sponge, which I'm not doing, but mine has warped a little bit because the glue is too thick. If you put the glue on a sponge, it makes sure not too much glue goes onto the vellum, and that can help spread that glue thinly enough that it won't make your vellum warp. I'm just putting the sticky tape dispenser onto the vellum as well because, again, I've put so much glue on that it's curling the vellum up and I want it to stick flat. So the sticky tape dispenser was just to hold it down a little bit. So this piece here is the piece that I tied the twine around, and it's so cute. I love this idea. I'm totally using this idea again. And on the front side, I just used one of those tiny little glue dots to hold the bow in place so it would stay in one direction and be perfect. Sorry, I just got distracted because 5 minutes ago it was beautiful and sunshiny day and I hung my washing on the line, and now it's raining. Why does that always happen? Every time you put your washing on the line, rain. Okay, so just sticking down those last little squares, and now this pack of ephemera is all that I have left in my I think it's Love You, Love Always, Love I Adore You maybe ephemera collection. It is all the Valentine's Day stuff. It all has February 14th or the 14th or things that are Valentine-y. And my husband doesn't believe in Valentine's Day, so I never have anything to scrap about Valentine's Day. But on maybe the 12th of February, he bought me these beautiful flowers, and he specifically said they're not for Valentine's Day, they're just for you. But in my journaling, I wrote that it's not for Valentine's Day, but I've chosen to embellish it with Valentine's Day things anyway, because let's be honest, it was, of course it was for Valentine's Day. He was just being a darling. Now, I mentioned that in my journaling I wrote that, and you guys have never ever seen me put journaling on my 12 by 12 layouts. That's because I don't put them on the layouts. So the way I do my scrapbooking is I have a 12 by 12 page next to a Project Life spread. So my journaling, I just have a weekly card, so just one big, it's like one 3 by, what's half of 4 by 6? 3 by 4 photograph size of just all journaling that goes through all the things that we did for the week. So one big hunk of text, and in that hunk of text it will mention about this 12 by 12 layout because it all goes together. So again, if you've been watching my videos, you have seen this particular piece of pattern paper come out before, as I said, especially in my son's birthday layouts. I just love this font and this colors and this writing. So I have been cutting out the letters and popping them up on foam to give them like the feel of being a thicker, because they're awesome and I love them. And yes, it takes me a little bit of time, but it's totally worth it. So I am just cutting up little tiny strips of that double-sided foam tape, sticking it on the back and popping up those letters. And I thought I was done, but realized it was really lacking enamel dots. So I didn't actually end up using enamel dots. I used those teensy tiny little enamel hearts, and they are so cute. And they are from Kaiser Craft. They come with circles and hexagons as well. So I hope you have liked this layout, guys. It was super fun, super easy, and and I just love it. So thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye guys. Thank you.